Welcome to another edition of Lock It or Drop It, presented by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook. Carlin Gale, alongside senior baseball writer Ryan Fagan, and Sports Interaction's David Bassel. And gentlemen, we are now, I guess, at the unofficial halfway point of the MLB season. So let's talk MLB futures. David, coming to you first on this one. Lock it or drop it, the Braves will repeat as World Series champions.
Carlin, it's an easy drop for me, and the only reason is I'm looking at the Yankees, Dodgers, Astros, Mets ahead of them, kind of almost in that order, too, when you look at it. So it's all about the trade deadline for me, and I'm kind of curious what the Mets are doing right now, because I have them at plus 448 right now to actually win the World Series. You think back, last time they were in the postseason, it was 2016. They lose in a wild card game, but that's a long time in the Big Apple. And I'm thinking the Mets are going to be heavy buyers at the deadline and maybe make up for some of this lost time. Ryan, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with you, David. I'm gonna drop it to it. It's not because the Braves can't win the World Series, but winning the World Series is hard. I mean, last year, every single thing went right for them. A couple of the guys they picked up at the deadline, Jorge Soler and Eddie Rosario, played better than anyone could have ever expected, and that's why they won the World Series. And there are a lot of good teams. And I think when we talk about the trade deadline, a big thing to me is what happens to Juan Soto, right? Does Juan Soto all of a sudden join the Mets? Does he join the Giants? Does he join the Dodgers? Do the Nationals trade him? And where does he go? And I think that's going to play a big role, at least potentially, in who winds up winning the World Series. I think, the Braves could win, but I'm definitely not going to lock that down.
Yeah, everyone's kind of waiting for that Juan Soto domino to fall, which would be a big one in baseball. Ryan, coming to you now. Lock it or drop it. Aaron Judge will finish as the MLB's home run king.
Yeah, we're going to lock that down. I think Aaron Judge is when he's on a roll, which he has been all season, he's the best pure slugger in baseball. I think I can say that. There are a lot of other guys out there that have a lot of power, but Aaron Judge understands how to use the whole field. I mean, he can use the short porch in Yankee Stadium as well as any right-handed batter out there. And, plus, he has the power to go out to any point at any ballpark. And he's locked in right now. And as long as the guys around him stay healthy and he stays healthy and he has to see good pitches, I think you can lock that one down.
Yeah, I'm going to lock that in as well, Carlin. I think Judge at minus 262, 63, 262, somewhere in that range. Those numbers are just going to get worse and worse for all that betting public out there just because that lead's going to increase. I'm kind of curious about one thing, though. So Kyle Schwarber is 4 home runs away from Judge right now. If he's a piece that moves at the deadline, I know the Phillies are part of the wild card hunt, but are the Phillies going to be buyers or sellers? And if that bat is going to go somewhere, does that increase the Schwarber value? And does that total go up depending on where he gets traded to? Something to watch for, but I think it's Aaron Judge's right now to lose.
Yeah, Aaron Judge right now, as you mentioned, David, very short odds. He's minus 303 as we speak. That could change at any moment. Back to you, David. Lock it or drop it. Shohei Ohtani has the AL MVP in the bag for the second year in a row.
Jeez, when you say in the bag, this was the toughest one for me. And I'm like, in the bag, the Angels really stink. It's like he's the MVP of the league on one of the most underachieving teams in baseball. But what an incredible season. So you know what? I'm going to lock this in. 19 home runs, 56 RBI. He's third right now in the Cy Young odds at Sports Interaction just because of the fantastic season he's had. It's not because of him is where the Angels are. It's how much worse the Angels would be without him right now. But for my money, it's hard for me voting on an MVP that's team is sitting at a 430 win percentage. But you know what? Shohei's that good, Ryan.
Yeah, I think that when you're talking about the best player, the team plays into it. To me, it's kind of a tiebreaker, right? If I got a guy who's two guys who are kind of equal in value, I'm probably going to side with the guy who has the better team and gets into the playoffs. But quite honestly, we've still never seen anyone like Shohei Ohtani. This is Ohtani's second year doing these crazy things, and he's even taken it up a little bit this year. He hasn't quite hit as many home runs, but we're seeing him have 8 RBIs in the game as a batter, and then the next day starting and striking out 10. He's doing things on a daily basis that we've still never seen before, and I don't think we can allow any Shohei Ohtani fatigue to set in. I asked Mike Trout at the All-Star Media Day if he ever gets kind of even jaded to what Shohei is doing on a daily basis, and he just laughed. He said, nothing that this guy does ever surprises me because it's something new every day, and he just finds ways to do things that we've never seen before. So, yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of talk about Aaron Judge, especially if he wins the home run title, and Jose Ramirez and Rafael Devers. And these guys are in any other year very worthy of being MVPs. But if you're talking about Shohei Ohtani, who is, again, an elite pitcher in the Cy Young conversation and the best designated hitter in baseball, I think that MVP is still his.
Shohei Ohtani right now over at Sports Interaction, minus 192 to win the MVP in the AL. Aaron Judge, minus 111. Ryan, give me one word answer, or one name outside of those two. One name that we should at least pay attention to in the AL MVP race.
Julio Rodriguez.
There you have it. Julio Rodriguez is the name for our senior baseball writer, Ryan Fagan. Sports Interactions, David Bastel. I'm Carlin Gay. Almost couldn't say my name right. This has been Sports Interaction, reminding you, please gamble responsibly.